The International City and County Management Association is the leading association of local government professionals. As thousands from around the globe gather in Pittsburgh for ICMA 2024, only ICMA TV is showcasing all the ways these local leaders are creating and supporting thriving communities throughout the world. From the heart of Steel City, welcome to ICMA 2024 and to ICMA TV. I'm Autria Godfrey, your host this week, as we dive into all the exciting and innovative ways local leaders are taking their communities to the next level. We kick this week off with a dual Centennial celebration. It's been 100 years since the ICMA Code of Ethics was drafted. We'll talk about these 12 tenets and how they guide our profession and what's changed over the last century.
I really hope to see that ICMA is a globally recognized association of local government leaders and their staff. But importantly, I want those leaders and their staff around the world to be able to say that thanks to ICMA, they've gotten the knowledge and the tools that they need to be able to deal with what is going to be an increasingly challenging task of managing local government.
Plus, another century milestone, putting the I in ICMA. We examine how global engagement has grown over the last 100 years. And we are kicking off our tour of the localities boosting their communities and bringing new opportunities to their residents. It's an exciting start to ICMA TV, and we want to make sure you never miss a minute. You can find the latest ICMA TV episodes airing on the TVs placed throughout the Convention Center, on the homepage of the ICMA meeting website, on the ICMA conference app, and on our YouTube and X pages. As we gather here in beautiful Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania this year, we want to highlight some of the townships here in the Keystone State that are creating vibrant communities with thriving opportunities. First stop today is Manchester Township in York County, PA. Check out how the home of the Weightlifting Hall of Fame is also a city of firsts when it comes to collaborative efforts.
Whether you're a family looking to move to the area, whether you're a business looking to invest or to grow, or you're a nonprofit organization looking to serve the area, Manchester Township really has that capacity for all of those interests and all of those needs. But none of it really gets done without the professionalism and the team here at Manchester Township.
I attend almost every municipal meeting, and I can witness firsthand how people-centric they are. They engage with their community members, they listen, they give people an opportunity to provide input.
They are on the front lines of trying to make change, but that change happens collaboratively. So they're listening to the residents, to the businesses. There's no greater opportunity to know all of what's going on in your community than to work in local government, and Manchester Township certainly set a high bar by which other local governments may be measured.
We head east now to just outside Philadelphia and to Limerick Township, where they are about to celebrate their 300th anniversary. As you're about to see, their story is one of remembrance, learning, and growth.
Limerick is getting ready to, in 2026, celebrate their 300th anniversary. We strive to preserve the township's history. It's continuously at our forefront. With the sale of our sewer system, it gave us the ability to generate $1.2 million in interest earnings annually. With us continuing to have that money and put it towards the real estate taxes, that gives us the ability to create a security blanket for the residents here, especially our seniors. We're always looking for alternative funding sources such as grant opportunities, municipal partnerships, constructive ways to lessen the tax burden of our residents while still continuing to provide the necessary services. While all other government agencies continue ways to discuss on how to lessen the increasing reliance on real estate taxes, Limerick has been able to achieve this endeavor. that will provide benefit to this community for years to come.
We're kicking things off on this first day by marking a major milestone. It has been 100 years since the creation of the ICMA's Code of Ethics, the principles that govern the conduct of every member of ICMA. Lon Pluckahn and Jeff Towery are here now in studio with how this code has set the standard of excellence. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here. I want to start off with how important is the Code of Ethics to the overall mission of ICMA?
You want to go first, or you want me to jump in?
Go ahead.
So the Code of Ethics is one of the 4 pillars of our profession. It's been in place, as you said, for 100 years. It helps guide us in the decisions we make. It helps inform how we run our organizations, how our organizations respond to ethical challenges. It's critical to professional management.
And the Code of Ethics is one of those things that regardless of where you are, I mean, our members live in hundreds of different legal environments, 50 different states all across the world, but the Code of Ethics applies everywhere. So it's something that the public can have assurance that if you have a city manager who's a member of ICMA, that the Code of Ethics will guide their behavior.
And to kind of piggyback off that, for you both personally, how has the Code of Ethics guided how you behave professionally?
I think for me, the biggest thing has been the guidance that the code offers on staying out of politics because, elected officials change, parties change, but cities endure. And as the city manager or city administrator, you've got a responsibility to work in the best interests of your citizens, and you have to be able to work with who's ever in office to be able to do that. If you get too involved one way or the other and cross that line, you can actually cost your community. So it's critical to stay out of that fray.
And given the current state of affairs, that's very good advice. What about you?
I think I agree with Lon on that tenet, and particularly the polarization that we're seeing all across the political spectrum and in all of our communities. It really makes that part of the code critical.
As I mentioned, we are celebrating 100 years of the Code of Ethics. How much do you think the role of local government managers and local government officials has changed since 1924?
I think it's actually become more important because the local government is the level of government that has to work. If we don't do our jobs, people can't get to work. Ambulances don't run, fire trucks don't respond, police officers don't show up, building codes don't get enforced. So everything that we do has a direct impact on people's daily lives. Some of the other levels of government, they can get away with occasionally spinning into dysfunction, but local government can't. And that's incumbent upon the manager to make sure that everything works.
Do you agree?
Absolutely. I think that life is more complicated, things are more technical, it's harder to make decisions, it's more challenging to deliver services in a lot of ways, and I think the code really provides a foundation to help managers navigate through all those realities.
Over the last 100 years, has the code needed to be amended in any way to kind of keep up with the times?
Oh, sure. We've amended the code multiple times over the years. In fact, just went through an amendment about 1.5 years ago. And so we review the code on a regular basis. We try to make sure that the code is modern and current, and also that the guiding principles really reflect the challenges that managers face in the current day.
To pivot to ICMA 2024, we have an exciting week ahead. Anything in particular that you're both most looking forward to?
I'm actually looking forward to the opening session over at PNC Park. There's always a lot of energy in the room. It's great to have the opportunity to reconnect with folks, some who you don't really get a chance to talk to other than the ICMA conference, and just have the opportunity to catch up.
The conferences are a premier networking and educational offering during the course of the year. Members are always really excited. It'll be the second time we've been here in Pittsburgh. I'm excited to be able to explore some more of the venues that I didn't get a chance to see back in 2007.
Good luck this week. Hope you guys really enjoy the week ahead, and thank you both for your time today.
Thank you very much.
From one Commonwealth to another, we head to Massachusetts now. The town of Hull has been around for centuries, but it's constantly evolving. From the Hull Life-Saving Museum to the new economic development underway, this city is one where longtime residents feel like family, and new faces are always welcome.
Paragon Park closed in the mid-1980s. Some form of amusement park had been here in Hull for almost 100 years. People used to come in by steamship from Boston, and the first thing you would see is the Giant One roller coaster. So when that park closed, it was a big loss for the community.
In Hull, we value our history and our culture. Hull's commercial districts have had dramatic changes over the decades. First seen with the closure of Paragon Park and its amusements in our primary commercial district. However, the town saw this as an opportunity to create revitalization.
Hull is a resilient community that's adapted over the years to many different changes and is now a fantastic family community.
The town of Hull can evolve, but still maintain who it is as the town of Hull. Change does not need to be a challenge.
For our other stop in Massachusetts, we head to Douglas, one of the smallest communities in Massachusetts that provides a full range of high-quality services to their residents. Let's take a tour.
We've got wonderful school systems, K through 12. We've got a fully functioning water and sewer department. We've got a very robust library. We have an accredited police department. We have a 24/7 fire department that also couples as our emergency management as we try and balance the levels of service that townspeople today desire with the ability to pay for it through our existing tax base. It was very clear that we needed to bring in new business.
We approached the state and we got a MassWorks grant of $4 million, and then I applied to the federal EDA for another grant, and they came through as well. So we funded this project basically with almost $7.3 million in federal and state funds.
So the impact of economic development on the town of Douglas so far, the projects we have already built, is about 10% increase to the tax base. So we achieved our goal. But the infrastructure that we built is probably going to unlock another $500 million worth of investment.
As we mentioned, it's a dual Centennial celebration this year, as we also mark 100 years since we added the I to ICMA. ICMA has launched a strategy to realize its vision on a global scale, and Isabel Bully-Omicton is here now in studio with more. Pleasure to have you today.
Thank you.
Let's get started with just how important global engagement is to ICMA.
It's very important to ICMA. The ICMA Executive Board approved the Global Engagement Strategy in June of 2022, and it aligns with the 2017 Envision ICMA strategic plan that called to make the I in ICMA more relevant to the association.
So what are some of the milestones that the association has reached?
Well, there are three big initiatives as part of the Global Engagement Strategy. The first is the review of the governance structure, and there was a task force that was appointed last year, and they've been doing a lot of work to take a look at our governance structure and ensure that it aligns with ICMA's organizational goals of being a diverse, inclusive, and global organization. But we also have a global operating model, and that global operating model allows ICMA to grow and to expand into the way that we conduct and deliver our programs and services that are going to enable our members to continue to receive the kinds of services and products that they're used to receiving, but also provide a global perspective on those programs and services. We also have a new relationship model that was approved by the board, and that relationship model allows us once again to grow our network around the world. ICMA has been working with like-minded organizations for the last 35 years. I would say that at this conference, we have over 20 countries represented, and we have almost 200 representatives from local governments and local government associations, and I really encourage our members to reach out to them and share and learn from them.
So for those local government practitioners from all around the world, what does the ICMA offer them to help them tackle those global challenges?
ICMA offers our members the ability to have a global perspective on all of these challenges that they are facing in their local governments. At this conference, in fact, we can see the manifestation of our global engagement strategy, because we have over 23 sessions where we have global perspectives on issues such as ethics, local government training, parks and recreation, how you deal with all of the service delivery and all of the issues that our members are interested in. So really encourage our members to really sort of see how our global engagement strategy is having an impact right now.
Well, we've come a long way over the last 100 years. I mean, when you think about how small the world is now, with how connected we all are now, where do you see global engagement over the next 100 years?
Well, I really hope to see that ICMA is a globally recognized association of local government leaders and their staff. But importantly, I want those leaders and their staff around the world to be able to say that thanks to ICMA, they've gotten the knowledge and the tools that they need to be able to deal with what is going to be an increasingly challenging task of managing local government. And I want them to be able to say that they have a home in ICMA and a network where they can share their experiences and get support and continue to learn.
So for members that are watching and would like to be a part of the international efforts, how can they get involved?
First, I would say that please take a look at our website. We have our landing page for international, where you can sort of check out and see everything that we're doing globally. And then you can also see all of the opportunities for our members to be involved. There are scholarships and fellowships that they can apply for. There are opportunities within our grants and contracts programs. They can volunteer to be on the Global Engagement Committee, which is a very active member committee. And then there will be individuals at conference who will have a pin and ribbons that indicate that they have been globally engaged. Please reach out to them and they can help you.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time today and for all of your work with the international engagement.
Thank you.
Now to the city of Eloy, Arizona, where city administrators are dedicated to revitalizing its image and fostering new economic development opportunities. With a strategic focus on attracting new home building projects and businesses, they aim to transform their city into a hub of opportunity and progress.
Eloy is an amazing place to work, it's an amazing place to live, and an amazing place to visit. We're a city of rich cultural history, both with our Latina Hispanic culture and then with the new emerging culture that we're experiencing today. Where re-emergence of our city is happening and we're excited to be part of it. Rich history of agriculture, but we're shifting into a new era of industry and manufacturing opportunities in our city, as well as trying to get new homes built to bring in new residents and bring in that vibrancy that we want to see here for the next iteration of Eloy.
Some of the greatest projects that are happening within the city of Eloy is we have a community hospital being built right now. Never in our wildest dreams did we ever think we'd have a hospital for quality health care for our residents, not just for our residents, but other residents around us and even visitors.
We're poised right now to not be overlooked anymore. And I'm excited about people finally seeing Eloy for what Eloy is. And we're here to help any way we can to make sure new business can come here, new residential growth can come here. We'll welcome you with open arms and work through whatever processes we need to work through to gain your business or your residency here. So I'm excited for those folks that see Eloy now.
Now to North Carolina, where Cleveland County has seen remarkable recovery and growth. The county has focused on economic development and workforce diversification, as well as demonstrated its dedication to quality of life through its social services and health department.
Cleveland County is the quintessential all-American community. Our vision is a great place to work, live, and play. Over the past decade and a half, Cleveland County was faced with unprecedented unemployment. The community at the time came together to develop economic development and quality of life strategies that we are the beneficiaries of today.
Over the past several years to decades, there have been many Fortune 500 companies that have sought to bring their businesses or corporations to the county, which provides more resources to the community college for workforce development, also other avenues of education to our students.
We're going to continue attracting innovative businesses that are going to be additive to our community, that will broaden our economic base for our residents. And we'll continue to invest in quality of life for our residents so we can continue to make Cleveland County the best place for both our citizens and our businesses.
Our final stop today takes us to Florida, to Hallandale Beach, the 8th city incorporated in Broward County. In 2020, they faced a dire financial crisis, with the city on the brink of bankruptcy. Well, fast forward to today, and the city now boasts the most extensive fleet of electric police vehicles in the county and has reached financial solvency, setting a precedent for future progress. Let's see how they've done it.
August 12, 2020. We were just coming out of COVID. The economy was very challenging here in our city, as it was worldwide. We also had failing infrastructure. At that same time, we were also dealing with a great resignation. And so we had to formulate a plan, not just to save the city, but also the organization itself.
So a few of the revenue generating strategies that we came up with was one, the property tax rate increase. We also increased our parking enforcement, our parking program, which has generated about $1.6 million in revenue every year since its inception. We also created a certificate of use program, a payment in lieu of taxes program, and a franchise fee program, all which is expected to generate about $66 million through fiscal year 2028. Currently, right now, we are looking at a $31 million surplus from where we were just a few years ago. That speaks to the hard work of the administration and the governing body working in tandem with us to approve these financial strategies. Right now, actually, in this budget cycle, we are proposing a millage tax decrease.
We want to instill in our team that way of thinking that always questions, that always wants to be better, that always wants to be sustainable, not just financially sustainable, but sustainable at every level in the organization.
And with that, it is a wrap on this first day of ICMA 2024. It's been a great day of highlighting how far we've come over the last 100 years and seeing what's possible over the next century. If you've missed any portion of today's episode or you would like to rewatch any piece, remember, you can find the latest ICMA TV episodes airing on the TVs placed throughout the Convention Center, on the homepage of the ICMA meeting website, on the ICMA conference app, and on our YouTube and X pages. Thanks so much for joining us here today. We will see you right back here tomorrow for more of ICMA TV. Go have a great one.